learning Newton's law. What about second law? Let's do some adventure with Newton's second law. This is the second law. Okay? Fine? Do you understand this in the calculus? This is what it is. Now, this is value for any f, right? Any value of f, this is value. Shall we put f equal to 0? If I put f equal to 0 in the Newton's second law, what do I get? V is equal to u, which is Newton's. What is V equal to u? A body continues in its state of motion. So Newton's first law I have derived from. Either there is a fallacy or I am a bigger scientist than Newton. Which one do you want to agree? If there are two laws only required, why should Newton have three laws? Of course, the reason is you have to at least MSc level to really appreciate the reason. To really appreciate the reason is the first law defines an inertial reference frame, and only if there is an inertial reference frame you can talk about the second law. So without the first law, second law becomes meaningless. If you don't have an inertial reference frame, you have fictitious forces. You have to introduce fictitious forces. The force may be fictitious, but the effect is real. All those hurricanes and all that fictitious forces, you may say Coriolis force, but the effects are real. You can think people. Okay, second law is over. Let's go to third law. Newton was giving a lecture about his third law in a college with the sun. He came to a horse cart and the horse was tied up. So unfortunately, horse was just very near the window and horse was listening to the lecture. After the lecture, Newton went to the horse and said, "Start." Then the horse looked back and said in a very hoarse voice, "How can I start? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So how can I pull the cart? The cart is pulling me back. So how can I move?" What is the solution to this problem? Yeah, it will be correct actually. It will be correct if it's done going on in absolute space, in outer space, where there is no resultant force. All the forces are cancelled out. There, it's true. The horse cannot pull the cart. Or to bring it down to a familiar example, on an ice, if you go to the North Pole or somewhere, the same thing may be true. You can't really. So the Santa Claus will have problems if he is going in such place. On snow, there is no friction. So what is the point? The movement. The Kunjini Master part in the പിന്നോട്ട് മാത്രം മടങ്ങുന്ന കാലുകൾ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്ന ആളുകൾ. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ മുന്നോട്ട് പോകുന്നെങ്കിൽ the force is being put in the opposite direction on earth. We have to kick something which is friction and then the reaction. That is what pushes it forward. Okay? So that is the explanation to this problem. So we have got Newton's third law. Let's see some more things and then we will close. Newton's third law is the principle of conservation of linear momentum. I don't have time to prove that. I give you the homework. Please prove that. Find the relation between Newton's third law and conservation of linear momentum. What does the principle of conservation say? Can you state the principle of conservation of momentum? If two bodies collide, the total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. That is what the difference. So the spirit, the conservation of linear momentum has Newton's third law in it. In the spirit of it is imbibed in that. Now we'll go a bit far. Now we'll fast, and then because the slide will give you the thoughts of lunch before the lecture before lunch is not the same as the lecture after lunch. By the way, an interesting thing. How did Newton discover all this? What was he? Motivation. Newton got interested in astrology at one point of time. So he read a book on astrology. But he couldn't understand it. So he wanted to read something about trigonometry. Because the ancient Indian astrology text had a lot of things, calculations are involved. So to understand astrology, he wanted a book of trigonometry. Then he found that he needed geometry. So he wanted a book on geometry. And finally, to cut a long story short, finally he invented differential calculus. That is how Newton actually invented differential calculus. So any motivation can probably take you to nice things. The other teacher I want to talk about, why am I talking about these people? See, when you start a career as a teacher, this is for the teachers and for students who may be future teachers. When you become a teacher, you may have somebody in some school or college, out of 100 teachers who taught you, there may be one or two who inspired you. So you want to model, I want to be like that person, I want to give a lecture like that person. So that there you are modeling the master. That is the starting point. And then you master the entire model of education. So from mastering the modeling the master, you go to mastering the model. That is, you master all the principles of communication, and then you can communicate in a nice way. So to that extent, I am introducing some of these great teachers. Raman, when he went abroad and he wanted to demonstrate the Raman effect, and they offered him, there was a party and they offered him drinks. Then what did he say? I came here to demonstrate Raman effect on alcohol, and not alcohol effect on Raman. That's what he said. There are two questions in an examination. First question, why is the sky blue? And second question, why is the sea blue? The answer to the first question is I don't know. But I get 50% mark because the sea is blue because it reflects the sky. But that is wrong. What Raman told is that it is wrong. Let's go to Raman's lab in this February, month of February that they discovered this. What do you think Raman and his co-workers will be doing 1 week before the Raman effect was announced? You could be thinking they are having conference and they are discussing the day. No, wrong. The actual fact, historically recorded fact, they were all washing test tubes the whole week before the thing was discussed. Why were they washing test tubes? One student brought some sample to Raman and showed. Sir, there is some light coming out of it. We can understand what is. Must be some scattering, some dust particle. Go and wash properly and come. He washed again and still it was there. To cut a long story short, again, everybody, Raman himself went and washed. Everybody was washing on the test tube. But whatever they washed, still the light is coming through there. So they were convinced that the light is not coming from an impurity, it is a molecular phenomenon which is not found so far. So he wrote a paper called the new radiation. In fact, he gave a lecture, a public lecture called the new radiation. Raman is a very inspiring personality. Raman says there is a book again. I would like all the students to read. There is a lecture given by Raman, a radio lecture given to the public, and that is called Why the Sky is Blue. And that I will have some quotation from that. That is available in the net. You can get it. Or if you don't get it, you send me an email. I will send it to you and have it. This is available in the public domain. You can download it. The first lecture, the first sentence of that lecture is this: the sky is blue because the sky is there and I am there. That is the first statement he starts. And then he says, the best way to answer a question is to ask another. That's what I do generally when students ask me doubt. You say a little, and even this little is enough to elevate the human soul and make us realize that we live in a very wonderful world. That's what it's all from quotations from that lecture, wonderful lecture. Yeah, I already described this. Now I am going to ask homework, a lot of questions for homework. We talk about first, before that, right now I am talking about why the sky is blue. But is the sky blue? Always? Sky is not always blue. The first question should be why the sky is not always blue. And then it is better to do something in the clouds. Then we can ask, why is a cloud like that? Clouds are beautiful shapes. Why does a cloud have that? Why does it stay at that particular height? What is a cloud? Why don't they fall down? Why is ice colorless and snow white? If the sky is blue due to the scattering from dust, a cloud will take away all the dust. It's like a celestial sweeper. A cloud will take away all the dust. Will the sky be still blue? It will be even more blue, bluer than earlier. So there are so many questions which are not answered. I give it as homework. This is all answered in Raman's lecture. Only you have to go and look up Raman's lecture. It's a few page lecture. It's not a big, no derivations and mathematical equations and all. He is all this in a nice way. So we should do this. Then I will conclude with a few statements from Raman and others. He says the essence of scientific spirit is to look behind and look beyond. What he means by look behind and look beyond is exactly what we were talking about, thinking differently, shifting your perspective. That's what he was saying. And he says that everything, as I said earlier, everything that we see is a challenge to the spirit of man to try to understand at least a little bit of that. And this is the take-home message from the great physicist. I want you to realize, he says, that the spirit of science is not finding short and quick answers. Short answer questions you will have in IIT when you come to multiple choice. But life is not like that. The spirit of science is not that. The spirit of science is to delve deeper. That's what he says. This is very relevant today in computer jobs. You can perhaps get a job in some of the departments, a comfortable salary, You don't have to do anything except to wait for the monthly check. That is not correct for the computer jobs. You have to work hard, very hard. But that is not science. The real business of a scientific person is to try to find something real, and look forward to improve the level of knowledge that we have. Einstein made a few statements in the school textbook. Einstein said, very interesting definition of education. Education is that which remains when one has forgotten everything that one has learned in school. It's again difficult to understand, especially before lunch. So I agree with that. This is knowledge must be continuously renewed by ceaseless effort. Knowledge may be dead, but the school is living. So the teachers have to be lively. The level of general thinking, independent thinking, etc. is required. Teachers have a tough job. How to put a subject in a very interesting manner, otherwise the students will not going to listen. So really teacher's job is a very tough job. So you try to tell them this. Especially, they don't know what they're supposed to know in the earlier classes. Your job is even more difficult. The purpose of education, science or whatever, is to go to the root cause. To find out, see if you say a particular car is going at this speed, and the typical problem in a mechanics chapter, the car is going, we are not interested in that, what that idiot is going to be after 1 hour. That is not the purpose of calculating that. We are not interested in that particular car going that particular place. What are we interested in? We would like to calculate whatever car is going, where it is going to be. The principle underlying behind it. So problems are being done for that, to make us, to improve our skills in judging things. That's the purpose of doing it. So the education is supposed should enable, enrich and empower a person. That's what it should do. That is the teacher's job is very difficult. The teacher is defined as somebody who does an eye operation and removes the cataract of ignorance so that you can see using the surgical knife of knowledge. That is the definition of a teacher in Indian philosophy. So the science teacher has to go beyond the text. There is a joke in B.Ed college, text is a pretext. You have to go beyond, covering the syllabus. You should discover the syllabus, not cover the syllabus. These are typical jokes in the B.Ed college. Okay? So this is what the teacher is supposed to do. The teacher should nurture childlike curiosity and show the curiosity, display it in a classroom. We have to be completely honest, especially about your ignorance. That's very important for teachers of today and teachers of tomorrow. Yeah? And the teacher should be able to distinguish and make the student distinguish between what is the core and what is the clutter, what is the signal and what is the noise. Then concentrate on the core issue. And in weak acceptance, whoever says, don't accept it. Accept on the basis of logic. Earlier, like C.Vijayan himself in some of the things, he said, I observed. He has written, I observed because he could observe. He had a very nice vision, and his lab had different layers of darkness. First, you will go to a place, there will be less darkness, less light, and finally your eye will be tuned to it and you can make observation. But today, as he was telling you, can't say that I observed this, that won't be accepted. It has to be absolute truth. What you are going to report has to be absolute truth. So, weak acceptance is death blows of creative thought. It should be presented in a universal style. There are many initiatives in various places. Especially, I would like to call your attention to NPTEL. What is most two things? Even if you forget the rest of the lecture, I want all of you to remember. Take home 2 points from this. Number one is about the Anil Mukherjee's website, and the other one is about what is NPTEL. NPTEL is a national program on teaching, and the purpose of NPTEL is that anybody in the world, irrespective of their language, irrespective of their financial status and the other whatever differences, should be able to get a very good quality course in science engineering, provided he has an internet connection. That is the only criteria, anywhere, and that in any language. That is the purpose of this. Of course, NPTEL is right now in English, it does not want any language, but that is future. So right now how you can use this in your, suppose you don't understand quantum mechanics very properly, you think that the teacher is not doing a good job, either the teacher has not understood fully or the teacher is not explaining properly, what you can do is go to the MIT website or IIT website or NPTEL NPTEL will give you, there you can choose. There are several courses or given full courses on quantum mechanics there. High quality, these are tested. All these are tested by different people and they put it up only after going through a quality control. And you can take care of, you can learn whatever subject you want in that. Teachers have to take care of various things. First, questions. The attention span is only 20 minutes or 15 minutes. So after every 20-15 minutes, have an activity in the class. Ask something, ask some student to do something, something like that. And the mathematical tools, like just now I gave an example of Feynman. Calculus is a mathematical tool. The tools should be put in perspective. Some people get lost in mathematical tools, and that is not an advisable thing to do. Similarly, focus on something that the students can relate to, day-to-day experience. And I wish that we had a unified curriculum in India. So many boards and so many universities, it's very difficult to compare these things. So it would have been nice if there is all the colleges, all the universities followed the same curriculum, with of course some electives and all that for individual attention. I will close by giving some advice to the students. Suppose you have a fear of physics. I don't know how many of the students here have a fear of physics. How will you remove the fear of physics or fear of science in general? First, you should have faith. I can do it. Because so many people have done it. So many people have read physics, understood physics. So I can do it. You should have the. So fear can be removed. Enthusiasm. I will do it. I feel it is interesting and challenging. How do you feel it is interesting and challenging? If you read good books, if you listen to the inspirational and motivational aspects all over the world in different courses and different books, then you will feel it is interesting and challenging. Ambition, I must do it. I better do it because I am in BSc. I am doing BSc physics now. I better go to the bottom of it. Okay? A simple BSc is very difficult now for you to give any career, an interesting career. So you should you should try to get best out of it and excel in what you are doing. Resourcefulness. Okay, all ambition and a dream. As I go back to my earlier theme, ambition is not sufficient. You should work hard. I will read extra books. I will work out problems and make my skill set better and better as time progresses. This is how you will remove the fear of physics. I will close with a picture. The number of women scientists is very small even today. So I will close my lecture with a, of course this is meant for anybody, but I put a girl's picture rather than a boy's picture. You look like this, many of these people, I mean boys of course, they don't look like this, but my point is that you are at this age now. So what will happen to you in future? This is the picture which I want you to have. What will happen to you in 2025? That's what you have to plan, you have to imagine today. By the way, whose photo is this? Whose photo is this? And why is she so important? She shared the Nobel Prize in 1903, the Nobel Prize in Physics, for the extraordinary radiation phenomena, which has gone on to treat thousands or lakhs of cancer patients over the years. And ironically, incidentally, she died by some form of cancer because they don't know how to treat, what are the hazards of radiation if they were putting in their pocket and taking it out. At that time it was not known. So that is another thing scientists have to take care of. That's not the end of the story. Again, she got the Nobel Prize in Chemistry alone for the discovery of radium and polonium. So is she a physicist or a chemist? She is the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. The only woman to win in two fields. The only person to win in multiple sciences. That is the kind of person she is. That is the kind of scientist. So I thought I should, the final message that I give is this. I suggest that all of you have this picture in your mind. You have to dream the impossible. Today what you are and what you will become later. It may be impossible, but dream the impossible. And if you dream suddenly, the subconscious mind will open its door and you will be able to do something. Because the human mind is so powerful. Shri Aurobindo said, man may be a laboratory in which nature wills to work out Superman. That's what Aurobindo said. We all have the capability to become a Superman. But only thing is, we don't know. Unfortunately, nobody has a clear answer. Okay, why don't you tell me how we can become a Superman? That is not known. That is an individual quest. It's like belief in God. Does God exist? It's an individual belief. Do you believe in that? It's up to you. You have to realize in your own life. Otherwise, there is no meaning in asking that question and answering it immediately. So, Aurobindo says the intellectual potential, the mind's potential of the human is unthinkably great. He thinks the next evolution is going to be Superman. And that is the evolution I want you to keep in mind.
Mind.